Okay, so this video is going to show you just how to create a graph, how to kind of draw a line of best fit when an equation doesn't work, and how to add the standard deviation. Okay, so here we go. So this would be your regular data table, trials, average, standard deviation. My preferred method, just because it's easier, is to copy this, copy this, copy this, and put it all down here. And then it's just much easier to graph and so forth. So I want to graph the resistance, and I want to graph the average number of frogs in the population. So I highlight both of those. I go to insert, and I'm going to insert a scatter plot. Okay. So Excel is going to work its magic, and there's my scatter plot. Okay. Now I would probably just want to delete that title right off, because you're going to have it as kind of a figure or whatever. I would add labels and things to this. So to do that, I would go to chart design, quick layout, add one, axis titles. So the primary one down there would be, I'll just copy that and I'm going to put that there. It doesn't need to be bold. So I'm going to unfold that, and then I would go back up to chart design. I'm just going to copy this now while I have it, and click on the chart, go to chart design, add elements, and I'm going to add a vertical one. And I'm going to highlight all that. It doesn't need to be bold. I'm going to probably delete that because that would already be made clear in the thing. So that would add labels. I'd have units too. These don't have units. All right. Next thing I would want to do is add the standard deviation. So for that, I can click on this. I can go to chart design, add chart element again, go to error bars, and don't let standard deviation here fool you. It's a false friend. Go to more error bar options. You're going to need custom, because remember, each of these standard deviations are different, and that doesn't work. These don't work. Even the standard deviations doesn't quite work. So go to custom, hit specify value. And what you're going to do is highlight those for the positive ones. And remember, standard deviation is plus or minus. So we're going to copy the exact same thing. Okay. I'm going to hit OK, and you'll see the error bars. Now, for some reason, this adds horizontal error bars. We don't need to worry about those. I'm going to delete those. So then you see, now we have error bars. So we're almost done. Now, the other problem with this is you're not going to find a line of best fit. So if I go to add trend line, and I'm going to do logarithmic, right? And you think, oh, yeah, that looks like, no, it doesn't at all, right? This line doesn't even go anywhere close to any of those lines. Okay, so then you might go, oh, I want to do a polynomial. Like, that looks good, but not really. So maybe, right, we start doing the order and you're like, oh, that looks really, really awesome. And it does match from here to here, but then it dips down here, right? And now we're going into negative frogs. I mean, how can you have negative frogs? Right? Again, another false friend. So you might go moving average. I'm like, oh, that works. No, that doesn't work at all, right? So none of these actually work for what you need, okay? At this point, students just kind of go, let's draw a straight line and be done with it. You don't have to. And in biology, this happens a lot. So there's a couple of options here. One, if you're doing this on an iPad or something, or you download this onto an iPad, you could actually draw a line of best fit, okay? Now, I drink way too much coffee, so obviously this isn't going to be the best option for me. The other option is you go to insert and you insert shapes, and there's a couple options here. You want this one. What happens is once I click on that, it starts drawing a line. So when I get to the next one, it starts to draw the line. And notice it kind of curves in. So then you can draw the line like that. Right? That's not the greatest line. So I'm going to do it again. And try to draw a line. So this way you can draw a line. Now you won't be able to do correlation coefficients, R squared values, anything like that. But you'll, but it allows you to kind of make a line of best. Again, not quite what I was looking for. So I'm going to delete that again. It can be a little bit tricky to do, so it might take a couple of times. So I'm going to try this one more time. But I'm going to do it a little bit different. I'm going to start down here, go to there, go to there, go to there, go to there. All right, that's still not quite what I want with that curve at the bottom. So, but again, you get the idea of how you might do this. So maybe you just draw a straight line there and then you do the curves up there. There's lots of different ways you can do this. But this will give you kind of a line of best fit that will actually match your data. All right, so I hope that helps with kind of how to do graphs, and let me know if you have any questions.